Freeway. Good morning. Hey, what's up, man? It's Bill and Gary Big Johnson sitting in for Jess today. Appreciate you guys checking in. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I know it's kind of weird with you guys both on the same line, probably in different locations, but we'll try to work through. You guys are working together now. I guess I'll go to Dame first. You got this band. It's called the Black Guns. Freeway, you're a part of it. We were just in here watching the video at 365. How did you guys link up, first off?
Well, Freeway is a part of state property, which is original Rockefeller.
Right.
And, he was always one of the rappers with Rockefeller. And, when I went to go start a television network, Freeway went and I watched him go through some very defining moments, like a general, and continue to keep pushing forward. And, we reconnected through the OSG, which is 100 of principals from predominantly economically challenged areas. And Freeway's been pushing the Freedom Thinkers Academy, which is a curriculum. I've been going into the schools with my girl with a book called Dust Still Goes to Space, teaching the kids about space and how to dream and bringing their cognitive skills up. And through that, it was like, we ended up on a stage in Columbia. Actually, we were on a stage in Columbia at the OSG Summit. Mm-hmm. And it was the first time I had rocked out on a stage with a Rockefeller in a while. And it felt good, because it was for the right reason. And it was like I had the television network, American News, to download it, and we have American News Studios in Florida, so I invited him to come through. And he's on the road a lot, so we scheduled it. And in those 5 days, we made 10 records. We made the video, what you watched, I directed. We made the documentary and the curriculum, the making of how to do all this in 10 days. And we did the interviews. We did all the photo shoots. We did the cover of the Vibe magazine. We even shot a TV show with the Vibe, all in 5 days. We did the lyrics, everything. And,
nice.
and you can only do that with another black belt. And again, we documented everything. You can see the making of it on American News Network of the first single, because every single we're going to show you how we did the single. And,
yeah.
I literally, like, it's not like a Freeway gets with some rock and roll group that he doesn't like or know and doesn't understand the music. This is like the best rock group. I have the best, like, instrumentation is so important to me. And to be the best in rap with me, we got to be the best in rock. We Rockefeller.
Well, so I was going to ask you about the whole
different verticals.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the whole vibe of the album is supposed to be coming out in early 2024. Freeway's on there. We saw you in the video, and it's like a rock group. Is that something new for you guys, or because I don't know, when you say Freeway and Damon Dash, I think it's gonna be like hip hop, and then it's like got this whole rock vibe. So pretty cool. You guys are kind of moving forward, stepping out of the same old.
It's important. It's important that every time we release something, it got to be new. We got to push the envelope. So it was important for us to try something new. Dame already had success with rock and roll with the project that he did before this. So It was it was a challenge for me. But as soon as we got into the space, we started recording, and everything felt great. The vibe was great. We recorded the first record in 15 seconds. We got the vibe. We did 10 songs in 5 days. We got the cover. We got the cover for Vibe. We got the documentary. We did everything in 5 days, and we're going to showcase it for people, and we have a curriculum for people. So it's amazing. The work that we did is amazing.
Yeah, one thing I will add is...
again, I did the project with the Black Keys, the Black Rock Project Pause, and that was in, 2010, and we invented the term webisode, and this is before, YouTube was even doing commercials. So rock and roll isn't anything that's unfamiliar to me. It's just things that, because I did a project with the Black Keys, I don't think the hip hop world knows what I've done in rock and roll and how relevant I am in rock and roll. So I wanted to bring rock and to the urban world because I think live instrumentation is important, and I think the show, I'm noticing that the younger kids, their shows aren't as crowded as the older cats, and that's because.
And I think
for mentality. And I want us to be doing festivals. And us to be doing Australia in the winter or the summer over because I want to be us performing in front of 50,000 people. And the Freeway, what was the group you did that project with? When I used to see you at the festivals, and I'd be like, "What you doing here?"
With Girl Talk.
With Girl Talk. And it's funny because Cam was supposed to do that project with Girl Talk, or a project with.
Yeah, I just reconnected with him too when I was in Houston.
Nice.
Yeah, one of the questions I did have for you guys was the fact that, like, first of all, when it comes to especially you, Dame, that you've always been one that starts trends and not really one that likes to follow them. I do have a question, and I know you're more of a future type of guy. Paid in full too. Is that something that you might have still up in the air?
There's no might about it, right? So the reason why I haven't been paid in full or any more state properties or any of my old franchises is because another culture was getting the lion's share of the work or out of the money, and I was doing the lion's share of the work. So I had to get my own platform. You know, I'm not going to be a boss in music. I'm not a boss in television and movies. So it's taken me 13 years to build it and to get with the ad tech to make it right so we could get the full CPM and we could get the data talking about the future. And now that I've done that, I'm at 20,000 downloads today. And we haven't launched completely yet. It's been a soft launch because we're not on Roku and Samsung yet. But once I get to 100,000 downloads, I literally start prep to pay in full. So, and it's a television series.
Nice.
So, and it's going to be ridiculous, trust me, because I'm not going to have the Weinsteins trying to tell me what to do.
Well,
I'm not going to have to fight him.
For people who don't know, you got the new network, America in You, which you've been talking about. What other, shows and stuff can we expect? Yeah, like what can we expect on the network?
Well, if you go to the network right now, there's children's programming, there's docuseries, there's the CEO show, there's the Blue Rock section, which is all the music, where you can see the making of this album. They broadcast live. You can see programming about therapy. It's called Healing is Gangster. You can see programming about your health is wealth. If you're diabetic, because I'm diabetic type 1, you'll see programming, the Dash Diabetes Network. Check it out. You'll see my first television network, Creative Control, that I did with Cootie and Chike out of my first art gallery, DD 172. You'll see everything on there.
Nice.
So, you could go there now, and it's free.
Yeah.
And by the way, again, I know these words I'm saying, we don't get them, but CPM is how you get paid digitally, and we're getting robbed with our CPM. And the data, any time that people are anywhere observed digitally, it's all for your behavior patterns, and that's what gets sold. And they don't tell us that. So I wanted the benefit of the behavior patterns, the data. I wanted the full CPM, and I wanted the freedom to do whatever we wanted to do. And I wanted to make sure the creatives got paid fairly, and I want to make sure I get paid fairly, and the non-creatives stay out of this.
Wow.
This is a network that's run by someone that's creative. I'm a player coach, so I'm not going to put out music unless I make music. I'm not going to put out movies unless I make movies. I'm not going to put out clothes unless I make clothes. I have to do it from the artist perspective, and that's what I've been spending the last 10 years being, an artist.
Years ago, you had the interview about being a boss, and on the morning show up in New York, and the clip went viral. And you got talked about everywhere. Did you know that interview was going to be so widely viewed, and so many people were? You turned into a huge conversation for a while. Even now, as soon as they said the Dame Dash and Freeway, you guys were doing a radio tour or whatever. Right away, you go back to the being a boss interview, and you really do stand by all that, man. I'll give you that. I might not have agreed with everything you said, but you really stand by everything you say, and you do what you say. You ain't changed. I will say that, man. Did you realize how big that was going to be?
Well, when I walked into the interview, I didn't know I was going to be triggered to actually do all that.
Right.
But after the interview, yeah, I was like, this is probably going to go.
Right.
And what I did was I left town. I went to North Carolina and lived on a farm because all of a sudden I had warrants that I shouldn't have had, and I had to let things cool off. But I knew that I had triggered the world, and that it would definitely rub people the wrong way. But at the end of the day, it's definitely changed the trajectory of the way the world is moving today. And that independence is now embraced and celebrated as opposed to being looked at as a bad thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Now it's the only thing.
You're right.
It was accomplished, and it took a minute, but it was the truth. And sometimes that's why I'm trying to teach these lessons about the CPMs and the data, pay attention to what I say, because what I'm saying is where we're getting robbed. It's where you're getting robbed, because you don't know. There's no accounting with the CPM. They don't tell you how much they're making off you. They give you whatever CPM they want. We get the full CPM, the full benefit of the commercial. And again, I want people to understand that work matter. So again, when you leave this interview, there's going to be words I want you to research. I don't ever want you to have a conversation or listen to any of our music without learning something. Everything has to come with curriculum, and that's why this project was based on education, and that's why we'll be performing in rock venues, but we'll also be performing in places of higher learning where we can also teach.
Now, do you do like any kind of like speaking engagements and things of that nature as far as your mentality?
Yeah, all the time. So, I teach them, again, I go to places of higher learning and I teach the education in a different language, in a language that we understand. So in Houston, the reason why I was in Houston was because I was teaching at Rice College, which is like the Harvard of Houston. I just got back from Clark, and we taught at Clark. So I actually teach the high school kids. I'm doing a course on making movies with the Denzel Washington School in Mount Vernon, where I'm teaching them how to make a movie. I actually teach principles.
You keep leaving something out. You got your doctorate too.
Oh, I forgot that too. Yeah.
Don't forget about your doctorate.
Yeah.
Hey, Damon Freeway. I'm getting a message.
That's a major accomplishment.
I'm getting a message that you guys need to wrap up.
Dr. Damon Dash right there.
No,
Thank you for reminding me about that, Freeway. I appreciate that.
Hey, you guys have been great. I want to talk with you for an hour. I want to have you guys back on. I hope we can work something out. But, of course, your band, the Black Guns, Freeway. Check out the new video for 365. Check out Dame's new network. Guys, thank you so much for checking in. We appreciate it.
Love.
What did we do in 2023, you ask? We